me ask you, we talk about crowds. You know, you hear the football players say our crowd's going to be loud and all.
Yeah.
What does it mean, especially in a small building like this? In basketball, the home court advantage is the biggest home court advantage.
The intangible.
Harvard left, if you're wondering. They're just out in the hallway for a talk.
You know what? I've never seen that.
I've never seen it either.
I've been in college basketball for 22 years. Harvard is just left the court. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you one reason
what happened.
Why. The Yale band is within 15 to 20 feet, and so I'm sure they couldn't hear themselves. So they went out in the hallway for a chat. Anyway, what does the crowd mean?
It's an X factor that you can't put. You know, like when Willis Reed came out of the tunnel in the Garden, you know, in 1970.
Game 7.
I mean, what did that mean? It meant the world championship. You know, in a game here, Yale, Harvard, it just means so much. Your adrenaline makes you do things that you ain't capable. Sometimes it's an indirect proportion. It could hurt you. You get too excited, travel, turn it over. But more than not, a home crowd is just a big-time six-man.
Would you agree that basketball, because the fans sit so close, is more influenced by the crowd?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
and I think players are, you know, basketball players have a lot of emotion. There's no helmets. You know, you can see their eyes and their sweat. And it's
Let's go to Chris Sheeran. Where are you, Chris?
I'm right over here, John. The Harvard team left the bench because of the noise of the band and the fans. That is against the rules. No technical foul will be handed down, but that is against the rules. John, back to you.
You know, I've seen pro coaches, especially in Washington, where there was an unbelievably loudmouth fan move the chair and the players out in the middle of the court during a timeout. So Yale leads by 10, 43-33. Here is Goffredo, baseline drive. His pass to Cutsworth. He gets fouled. It'll be a two-shot foul.
I'm sorry, John. That was a great point by Chris. That they all really left the bench, which is, you're not supposed to leave the bench. So, you know, but I don't blame Frankie. Frankie can't, you know, he's trying to coach his team. And you know what? Frank Sullivan is the head coach of Harvard. He's smart, and he got his message across. Because Cutsworth is on the line now for 2 free throws out of that timeout.
I think that's very different. I have been playing, watching, broadcasting basketball for a lot more years than I care to admit, and I've never seen that before. Never, ever seen that.
It actually scared me. I thought something might have happened to a player, but Frankie is smart. He just got 2 free throws out of that timeout.
That's very important to stop the Mo. Cutsworth makes them both. 43-35, Yale by 8. And recently I did a Nets game where they were getting blown out, and after the game, Mike Fratello told me I wasn't going to take my team out. I'm not going to take that chance. Right. So actually,
you can see that exactly. And I think what happens is you don't get trapped the whole game, and then it happens late. If you don't break it the first or second time, then people smell it. And that was they scout in this league. The scouting of assistant coaches and head coaches alike in this league is unparalleled. So that'll get out, and people will press Yale, and James will make an adjustment.
Now, Yale's lead was, I think, up to 16 or 17. And you know that if Harvard had either hit a couple of foul shots or a couple of jumpers, they really would be in this game, and there's still a minute 32.
So in that travel call, instead of trying to force a foul, you need just to get the ball to the basket. Yale won't commit a foul, and if they do come and converge, you can kick it out for an open 3. But to rush a shot with a minute 32 to go, it sounds crazy. You don't need to rush shots if you're Harvard. Get the best available shot. And but we'll see what happens. Coach Jones put Chris Andrews back in for another ball handler. Let's see how Yale attacks Harvard's pressure.
In fact, he plays both of his point guards, and also to the Holmes, Nick and Caleb, who played so well. As we break for a moment, we're going to go to Bob Lorenz in our studios, and he has a New Jersey Nets preview. Now there is a hard-working man. He coaches and he leads the band. That's James Jones, and he's in the middle of the floor with Chris Sheeran right now.
Thanks, John.